It was definitely a dirty glass.
What do you think now, Declan?
Much better. Much better.
Hey, and welcome back to Beer Babies, the podcast journey where we try to find the best beer money can buy. I'm your host, and my name is Bill, and I like some beers. And back for the first time this year, we got Billy.
Hey guys, I'm Billy. I like a lot of beer.
And we also got Declan.
Hey, I'm Declan. I don't like much beer or any.
Much. That's right.
It's obviously been a while, so long that Declan's forgot how much beer he likes, which is pretty fun. So this is our first recording for 2022. And you might notice our setup is a little bit different. No, we're not in the beer dungeon. We're actually doing this one remotely because one of the beer babes has got the old COVID-19.
Well, it wasn't me.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm the one who got it. I don't know how I got it, but yeah, I got it.
Honestly, Declan, I can't believe it's you either. I had some serious money on Declan, on Billy being the first one to get COVID.
Yeah, I was so careful too.
Yeah, you're licking those posts.
I
I can't.
thought Billy was going to say something.
I was, but then I stopped, and then there was silence. I'm like, oh, we will cut it, and we'll just. It's fine being socially distanced right now because I didn't want to see you guys anyway.
Well,
that's not very nice.
Even though we are apart, we thought we had to get this episode out to all the beer babes all around the world because obviously we're not the only people dealing with this little COVID thing that's been hanging out for a little while, but we really wanted to do this episode, so we've actually gone to great measure to put this together. Obviously, Declan's self-isolating, he's doing the right thing, but how on earth did he get this beer?
All right, here I go. Dex got COVID. I got to get in there and out really quick. Don't want to catch no virus now. Let's do it.
Oh, I put my finger in front of it.
Add your voice to call on Scott Morrison to provide free and accessible tests for all. Visit rapidtestsforall.com.au.
I think that'll do it.
Today I bought the beer, and it is the Morrisons Session Ale. I don't know if the boys can actually put the can up in front of them because Zoom tends to make it disappear, as you could probably see. So, boys, I'll tell you some fun facts. So, like I said, this is from Morrisons Brewery. Morrisons Brewery is an award-winning craft beer brewer. They're located in Launceston, which is great, really close to us. Established in 2011, so they've been around a little bit for craft breweries. I guess that's a medium period. They've been around since 2011. Will, nice. They use the best quality malts, hops, and crisp Tasmanian water, which I find very funny. Like just water. It's got to be the crisp water, right? So their core range offers something for everyone. They've got easy drinking beers all the way through to their rich and malty, stronger flavour beers. They've got quite a core range. So just their core range has got a sessional ale, which is easy drinking, Tasmanian IPA. They've got an English bitter, which is also easy drinking. And then they've got their darker beers and their more flavourful some beers, like the Irish Red Ale, They've also got an Irish stout, which looks awesome. And they've also got an American Pale Ale, which I'm keen to try because I don't know what makes it an American Pale Ale. So, yeah, they've got heaps of different beers. They do regular, like, I guess those, like, seasonal beers as well. They're always trying new things. And, today we've got their session ale. So, have you guys had a sip yet?
You go, Dex.
Yes, I have had a sip. I have had a sip. And I'm thinking that having something really sweet before this beer was a really bad idea because this is very bitter.
It's interesting that you say that, Declan, because I was going to say this is not real bitter at all. I think this is quite smooth, quite drinkable. I think this is a drinkable beer. I was looking up the meaning of the word session before because I thought that might come up, and so like it's sort of to spend an extended period of time and stuff like that. And I feel like I could spend a fair bit of time with this can. What do you think, Bill?
So I also did some research on the word session and where it's associated with beers. Thanks for stealing my thunder. This is my beer I'm reviewing. Thank you very much. So session beer, what does it mean? Any guesses?
You can drink a lot of it.
My guess, following on from Declan's, would be that you can spend a lot of time with it.
So I would think as well that it's a session beer, like you can sit down and just drink a ton of them, which you can because session beers normally have a slightly lower alcohol content, but not really in the range that we use today anyway. So anywhere from 5% or under, which for me isn't low, but it makes sense the further I go on. A lot of the time it's high refreshing as well. It's not too filling, again, so you can have more of them. It's not too hoppy or too malty either. So it's kind of like an easy drinking beer, so you can have multiple of them. But the key thing is the alcohol content, because there's a bit of story behind why it's called a session beer. It's not because you sit down and have a huge session of these beers.
Was it John's session?
Yeah, it was named after John's session. No. It's called a session beer because back in the day in England and probably a lot of other countries as well, you were able to drink on the job, right? So you would have your breaks. It would have to be on your breaks, right? And you'd be able to have a couple of beers, right? But what they would prefer you to have are the session beers because they're lower in alcohol content. So when you get back to work after your break, you're not completely shit-faced. So that's where the majority of the session, the majority of the myth or the legend of what a session beer comes from. Obviously, I don't know why we have them now because I don't think there's any workplace in Australia that would let you drink on the job.
This is the first I'm hearing of it.
Oh, really? You working in the medical profession as well, Will, you must drink all the time, right?
I'm actually a professional podcaster, and I'm always drinking on the job.
Yeah, well.
I mean, surely builders have Friday knockoffs beers.
Yeah, but I don't think that's on the job side.
When they knock off. Well, Deck, what about you when you work? Do you ever have the occasional beer?
No, I mean, not that I really drink beer besides on this podcast.
All right. Do you ever neck just a bottle of Jameson or something?
Yeah, all the time.
So that was really interesting, Billy, and like almost to the point where I'm not entirely sure I believe you. Like that almost sounds made up. Like that's such an interesting fact that it almost feels like it can't be true.
It's what they did in the day, man. England, they do what they want. I think like a lot of it happened during the war too. So like anything to get your spirits up, I guess. That's a good.
Well, while we're drinking a Morrison beer, I think it would be remiss of me not to bring up the fact that like the standing Morrison seems to have in the like Tassie craft beer community. Every time we've been to like a new or up and coming brewery, they always mention Morrison, whether it's actual like practical help with canning and stuff like that, or a lot of the guys we've talked to would go into Morrison for advice and stuff like that, and it really sounds like they're sort of, well, I don't know. This is probably a bit big to say, but it really does sound like they are doing massive things in like the Tassie craft beer community. So I think it's about time we reviewed one of these beers.
Yeah, agreed. Because like you said, people do mention them all the time, and when a lot of the time when we ask one of our big questions when we interview someone, what's your preferred or favorite beer, a few of them say Morrison. Like it comes up all the time. And correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure they do a lot of gypsy brewing too. So anyone who's starting out can potentially think they can go to Morrison and do some gypsy brewing. It's probably like, but I know of a lot of people that have done that. So is this like the center of this cultural hub that is brewing beer? And yeah, it's a shame we haven't reviewed more of these beers already. And plus, they're down the road; they're so close to us.
Yeah. So it I definitely remember. I definitely remember Penguin Brewing Co. were brewing out of Morrisons for a while. I think I'm not sure. I think that Manchild were doing some of their stuff out of there, but I'm not as sure about that. But I think it sounds like a lot of people work with the Morrison Brewery, and I'm really glad that you grabbed this one, Bill, because I think it's a really nice place to start. And when you actually drop this can off, Billy, we noticed something straight away, and that's on the can. I don't know if you can see it here. It says "Best served from a glass."
Interesting.
That gave us an idea, didn't it, Billy?
It did, indeed. We all got some glasses, and now we're going to compare. I think it's a good challenge, especially for you, Declan, because you're already kind of on the back foot with this one. When you drank it before and were saying it was a bit bitter, were you drinking out of the glass or were you drinking out of the can?
I was drinking it out of a glass, but I'm now thinking that this glass probably maybe not have been clean. Like I think we used this because this is one from the Christmas episode, because I brought some glasses over and I just put, like, after we're done with them, I just put them back in the cupboard, and I just grabbed this one out, and I'm guessing it wasn't the cleanest because that tasted really bitter, and then I had a sip out of this and it was smooth.
Declan, why don't you go grab another glass?
In the meantime, what do you think of this beer? Because I like.
Oh, Jesus.
While he's going to get a clean glass, what is your opinion on this beer? Because I actually really like it.
Yeah, Bill, I do too. This background's driving me crazy because I can't actually show anything. But I really like this. This is a super smooth beer, super drinkable. I don't know if it's in my head, but it feels more smooth from the glass.
Look, they both taste good in my opinion, but when I taste it from the can, it's still got some bubble and some snap in it. I feel like as soon as I poured it out, maybe I might have a glass issue as well, because I know if you wash your glasses with detergent, which obviously everyone does, it gets bubbly. And I think mine has gone bubbly and gone flat. So I don't know which one I like more. I might be leaning towards the can.
I'm just amazed. I was watching the Top Little Boxes and Declan was swirling his beer like it's a red wine.
It was definitely a dirty glass.
What do you think now, Declan?
Much better. Much better.
When you compare them, Declan, the can versus the glass, do you feel like it makes a big difference?
Not really, no. I mean, this glass isn't cold because it says a cold glass, doesn't it?
Well,
no.
No, but if you were to have a glass, you would probably try and chill it so it wouldn't warm up too quickly. I'm just looking at the can now as well, because I actually did all my research and I didn't have the cans near me, so I couldn't actually look at the can. But this kind of supports my theory about the a session beer, because this is a one standard drink beer. This is quite low. So if my theory is correct, it's not my theory, it's the internet telling me things and I'm correct. But if what I said before about drinking on the job and how a session was a break where you would go have a beer and it would be a low beer so you could have a few or not be pissed when you go back to work, this checks out, one standard drink. And it's a shame because actually, no, it's probably a good thing because I will drink a lot of these beers, but I would also like the satisfaction of getting pissed. So it's a bit of a catch-22.
Well, I guess that just means you'd have to drink a lot, Billy. And while we're talking about drinking a lot, we've got a very special rating system that I'm sure everybody at home knows. But if it's somebody's first time, if this is the first episode you've jumped on, Bill, why don't you explain how we rate our beers here on the podcast?
All right. On Beer Babies, we have a very special rating system called the six-pack test. Now, if you were presented with 6 of these beers, how many would you drink? Don't think about it too much. Just answer the question. It's a flawed system. I personally would easily drink 6 of these beers because it's a session. And will I do it at work on my break? Depends if my boss is watching this podcast. So I'm just going to leave it at that for now. 6 for me. Will, what do you reckon, Deck?
Well, with a clean glass, I'd probably drink one of these. With a dirty glass, I wouldn't drink any of them.
Wow.
At the start of the episode, Jack, you were all about I don't like beer at all. You actually entertained the fact that you actually might be starting to like beer, and I thought this would get a better rating from you, to be honest. What's going on?
I don't know. I think the last time that I had some beers, I was a bit spoiled for choice, and they were a lot of good beers. But what are you bringing to the table today, Billy? Not much.
I'll take your criticism on board and do better next time.
It's a no from me.
Well, Declan, I think I'm in the opposite boat to you. I think that this, to me, is quite a mild beer, but I think that is only making it more drinkable for me. I think that this has got just sort of a real mild sort of flavors. Like it's just got a little bit hoppy. It's making it very drinkable for me. So if I was to rate this one out of 6, I reckon I would give it 4. This is getting a 4 out of 6 from me. And I do think it's better from the glass. I don't know why. I reckon it's just in my head. But yeah, I think this is a tasty beer, and I think this is a good sort of first step into Morrisons. I know they've got a really cool wheat beer out at the minute as one of their limited releases that I want to give a go. So hopefully we'll get a few more of Morrisons beers in the upcoming episodes.
Yeah, it's a shame that we're doing this first Morrison kind of beer on Zoom, because this could suck and this might not even get released. But fingers crossed, the audio comes through sharp, and this is going to be a good. But I don't know. Anyway, not to end on a flat note, but bye.
Yeah, well, thanks for that, Billy. It's been really fun jumping back on the podcast. Here's hoping that we can get back in the room sooner rather than later. If you've liked this episode, there's plenty more, so check them out. Make sure you like and subscribe. If you have a beer that you think we should try, then send us an email, and that's at beerbabiespod@gmail.com. We're on Instagram too. You can find us at beerbabiespod. So check us out there, see what we've been up to. I've been Will. He's been Deck.
Bye.
And that was Billy.
Ciao for now.
All right, I'm going to stop the recording.